Program. And we would also like to thank our collaborators, Entrepreneurship Center, for supporting us throughout the entire journey. They supported us last year as well, and this event is possible because of them. We would also like to thank our media sponsors, Destiny Media. So check out their page. They are very good at this stuff. All this arrangement and setup has been done by them. So if you guys need anything for further events, maybe you can approach Destiny Media. Okay, so starting off the event. So my name is Ojasvi Maurya and I'm going to be a host for today. And let me just give you a small overview of the entire event, what is going to happen. So initially, we will be showing you a kickoff video of our AIT on-campus program, what happened last year and how the entire flow of Hult Prize goes to winning the $1 million. After that, we will have a special guest, which I will come to soon. And we have the experts of AIT. These guys are the most qualified professors in entire academia field. They're one of the top professors in Thailand as well. So we will be also listening their point of view towards sustainability, towards Hult Prize, what is their view as well. So I don't want to say any more words. I would like to invite our first person. She is one of the most dynamic, smart entrepreneurs. She's impact centered and she was the part of Hult Prize as well. Put your hands together for the campus director, Ms. Larisha Sai. It's okay, you can hold it.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm really happy to stand here today. There are so many students whom I know from before, and there are so many new students. Welcome to AIT for the first thing. And I am really thankful to have these three people in the first row here. I'm really thank you, sir. In the short notice, you have come by asking. We asked you, so I'm really thankful for that. And for the first thing, we want to show the video which we have made, which shows the entire flow of how last year's on-campus program went, and about the teams who won, and what will be your journey after you get passed by the on-campus program. So let's show the video. Hello? Yeah. As you guys could see, this was the on-campus program which happened last year, and what happens after you win the on-campus program, and that is the regionals. Regionals happens in all over the world. Sorry for the. Can I? Yeah. So, after the on-campus programs, the regionals will happen all over the world in 22 locations. And actually, we were proud to announce that last year, AIT was one of the hosts for those regionals which happens in 22 locations all over the world. So after the regionals, the students who win the regionals competitions will be going forward and will be attending an accelerator program which happens for 6 weeks in London, and it happens in a castle which was amazing. We have actually went to that castle and we have experienced it. We met a lot of new people. Being a part of Hult Prize community from last year, what I can tell you guys is you guys must have seen that the cash prize of this competition is $1 million. It's not about the money, it's about the experience. What we have learned is the same thing. We have learned a lot of new things, we have met a lot of new people, we have actually started thinking in a different way about the problems we are seeing. So that's what Hult Prize has given us as an organizers. And one more thing is, even the organizers of Hult Prize are students. So Hult Prize wants to give the ownership for the students because they think they believe that students are the people who are going to change the next generation. So that is the reason even the participants as well, they should be the students of the university which is holding the on-campus program. So this is just about what is going to happen and why you guys are here. I'll be explaining more about what happens in detail in the on-campus program later on. So first, there is a special guest. I would like to call Mr. Rojeshwi to introduce her. Thank you.
Special guest in the mail, in the post, and also in the schedule. And now it's time to reveal who is the special guest. May I have her on the screen, please? So last year, on our on-campus finals, the chief guest of the on-campus finals was one of the most leading personalities in Thailand, and not only in Thailand, she is one of the leading female personalities who is setting goals across the entire industry. And she is the CEO of DTAC, Ms. Alexandra Rees. So today is actually her birthday. So what we thought, we had a wonderful idea. We thought that last year, since she came down to our campus to meet the entire students, today we want to wish her from Hult Prize AIT and from AIT community. We want to wish her happy birthday. So she will be joining us on a live Skype call. So when I start the countdown of 3, 2, 1, I want all of us together to shout happy birthday for her, and then she will say a few words for us. So is she on the call yet? Okay, it's not a problem. So Miss Alexandra is the CEO of DTAC. She has been organizing, like she has been interested in a lot of impact-centered events. That is the reason she came down to the Hult Prize event of AIT. She also likes cooking, so that's why we are really happy that this year's challenge statement, Food for Good, is actually in her side, because to go out of stress, she does cooking. So she also has a lot of interest in the food sector. Uh, as soon as Okay. So give me the signal and then let's start the countdown together. Yeah. Sure. Do we have her on call? Okay. Then let's continue with the next question. So I think there is some technical issue with the Skype. So let's continue with the program, and whenever she joins, like I said, we'll do a countdown of 3 to 1 and we'll wish her a happy birthday. So stay stay ready. And now I would like to invite one of the most talented professors in our university. This person has a lot of experience in his entire career, and he has been in the technological field for so long that he knows a lot of things. And we would like to invite him to share some of his knowledge with us today. Put your hands together for Professor Dieter, Dean Seth, and Director of the Entrepreneurship Center.
Okay, thank you. So, yeah, welcome everybody to the opening of this on-campus Hult Prize event. Thanks for coming to the AIT Entrepreneurship Center, either in person or also welcome to come here, online. So this year's the theme is, food for good. And, food is one of the most important, I think, topics that we have. And so I wish you all a lot of good ideas and innovations. And, AIT has a very big expertise in food in our two schools in third and also set, we have a lot of experts. You may think, you you may tap into their expertise, and also the entrepreneurship center is also here, to support you. Even you don't make it to the finals in New York, that doesn't mean your idea is over. So please come to us, to the entrepreneurship center and our team, and so we can further develop, your your technology or your ideas in something that is tangible and something that makes a real impact, to support, the quest of AIT. You remember social impact with innovation. So I understand there are already 11 teams who are confirmed, and but you can still form teams. So if you're here, you can network and talk to each other later at a networking coffee and tea, and form more teams, and you can invite others to join. Yeah. So with this, I wish you all a very successful event, and great ideas and great friendships. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you so much, Professor, for your inspiring words. It was really awesome. Professor Dieter has a lot of knowledge in the technical field. So if any of you guys have some doubt in your idea with respect to technology, do approach him. He is very welcoming and friendly, and he'll be ready to help you guys. So I just got to know that Miss Alexandra is on the call waiting for us. So let's do this. Guys, are you ready? Okay, so I'm going to do the countdown, and then which screen are we going to see her on? Okay, okay, okay. So guys, 3, 2, 1, happy birthday. Okay, 3, 2. Okay, give me a green signal, and then I'll begin the countdown. She's actually already on the call on the phone. She's just rerouting it to the TV so that we all can see her and she can see all of us. Okay, ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1, go! Happy
Happy
birthday!
birthday! Thank you so
Hello,
much.
ma'am.
Kopkulka, Kopkulka, Savatika to
Turn
everyone.
on the volume.
It's so lovely. Thank you very, very
Very
much.
much.
I'm
I'm
very
very
pleased
pleased,
and
and
I'm
I'm
really
really
excited.
excited.
You can
You can
see
see
it's
it's
freezing
freezing
cold
cold
here,
here,
so
so
I'm
I'm
really
really
excited.
excited.
Hello, ma'am. Sorry, we missed a little bit of your voice. So we are having a launch event, and everyone just wished you the happy birthday wishes. So could you, from your side, say a few words to the Hult Prize community of AIT?
Yes,
Yes,
I'm
I'm
very
very
pleased.
pleased.
Thank you
Thank you
very
very
much for
much for
calling me
calling
and
me and
thinking of
thinking of
me.
me.
I'm
I'm
happy to
happy.
see you all together, and I would have loved to be with you now personally and cheer you up because I think you're doing a fantastic job there, and I'm sure that you're very ambitious to win and to be the ones who are really competing, and just that you have arrived to the stage you are now is absolutely great. And I know that Thailand is also going to be one of the finalists. So thank you very much for calling me. Good luck to each one of you. And I really, really miss Thailand. And I hope to come back very, very soon. All the best. Thank you. Savatika. Savatika. Bye bye. Good luck to everyone. Eh? Bye bye.
Detail here what is food and what you want to do here. I think you should come with your own ideas, and whenever you need my help, I will be there. And that's I talked with yesterday with the team as well. So I'm here just to tell you what is this Hult Prize. You know already. I mean, many of you are participating this time, and the theme has been called as Food for Good. What I just click you first thing to think is, the cooking rice everybody knows, right? But then why somebody become more than that? So just the one word is there is innovation. So you have to bring your idea, innovation, that if you click yourself, win. I give you a few examples how the people have been generating or getting, and many of you know. Let example start with some of the successful entrepreneurs. I'm not talking the entrepreneur here, but very young entrepreneur whose products are in every kitchen of the world globally. How many people you know about kimchi? Okay, the first one is Dr. Faisal. Raise the hand. And many of you don't know kimchi. Okay, it's a South Korean product. Now, many of you know that we have the wasting the vegetables. Okay, what I am talking here is giving you some ideas, maybe old ideas, but you try to generate your new ideas from there. Okay, wastage of the vegetables. Today we eat the vegetable, leafy vegetables. Tomorrow you throw. So very one of the young guy like you have been seeing his grandmother every day utilizing that, just keeping somewhere all the leafy vegetables, cabbage and all those things together, and leaving for few days, and then making drying, making process as a home based, and selling to the neighbors. Then he generated from idea, if my grandmother is doing like that, why I should not earn money from here to make some systematic. And what he did is, the word is called fermentation. Okay, that clicks his mind how it is working. He just gets some knowledge about this. He study about the food, how it is work, the system will work. He got the knowledge. He make the industry from there. Now the kimchi is every corner. You go any supermarket here, you go any corner of the world, you can find that. That is called the kimchi, means leafy vegetables, fermented leafy vegetables. Now you go in our countries, we have many more like that, but we never succeed to make as a product. That guy within a year become millionaire, okay, from his own small business to millionaire. Now he has the big industries he's generating from there. Okay. Now second everybody knows Yakult. Everybody knows Yakult, right? The drinking yogurt you buy in the supermarket everywhere, 7-Eleven everywhere. Everybody knows. Now Yakult is what? I always tell my students when I start the class teaching, the first thing, if you don't know Yakult, right, you should know Yakult. Now everybody knows yogurt, right? We all know. What again? Coming from the grandmom recipe. All our grandmom has been making in home yogurt, but we never become billionaire. The guy from Japan, he became the billionaire by selling Yakult. Now everywhere in the corner, what he did? Nothing. He just yogurt convert into the drinking yogurt and telling this idea that this product is containing good bacteria, which is good for your health. So two things he just sell. Now everybody, we are drinking every morning, every evening. We have been doing and we are eating. Okay, but that, like, I cannot become, but I want you to become like that. Become tomorrow to be a same entrepreneur, and you become millionaire to billionaire. We wish that one all the time. Okay, that's the two things. I just give you example. There are many more examples like that. The person have been, right? Who can be. Now again, to be billionaire, we don't need to think like only that all the knowledge has to be gained and coming like PhD and getting. What do you need to? You click the innovative idea, which can generate, which can click the product to be marketed that people can earn. The very simple idea from India, I can tell you one example, which is solving the issue of food and nutrition security. How many people know about Dabawala? At least Indian people should be knowing. You know about the Dabawala? If you have not today, you go and watch in the YouTube how he became the entrepreneur. The Dabawala obviously is a unit center should be giving the examples. A simple guy who has been selling the food on the cart in Mumbai, one of the largest city there, metropolitan. He is now billionaire himself, still wearing that very normal dress. He was selling on the cart, pulling cart, selling his food, but his food was so tasty. One of the office, the big office, that all the guy were going and eating from that, starting from CEO to the small clerk. The CEO got the idea, why everybody go there? If I ask him to bring the food to my office, the people will not go and spend, and not spend means wasting the time, coming to my office so he can supply. And he got the idea from there, he supplied the food, and food liked so much, all the offices start ordering him. Now all over the Mumbai, his food is fresh lunch food going there. He has the chain, he is using the IT technology, he is not, if you ask how much he has knowledge, he is not even the 10th grade graduated, okay, not passed in 10th grade. So what he did is, his food was so good that everybody liked, but then he recruited the people like me, many of them who can generate the idea, like IT experts. He has the chefs who can help him, but the best thing is that he is not storing the food and selling. He is fresh, 12 o'clock you order, lunchtime the food is ready on your, okay. And that what he is doing now, also CSR things are doing, which is giving more, and he recently, I think 3-4 years back, he got the national award and other awards, a lot of awards, because he is solving the nutrition and food security issue of country indirectly or indirectly both ways, helping the people how to solve in, the population of the Mumbai and those. But he is very centered only one city, not, but expanding much more. What I'm trying to say here that anything click you on an innovation can help. Now I'm coming to the food, what you should do. I know that many of you are participating already. There are more people watching there because I made a study this, they told that a lot of interests are coming. I'm not giving all the ideas, but what is the thinking the globally where the food systems are going? Just I think you idea, you choose the topic on that basis. If you just choose like how to cook the food, will not work, you are nowhere. Okay, there is no demand now anymore. How to grow the food, no demand. People are not listen, they will be bothered to listen that. And how we can make a better, now the food has the value as a medicine. So think like that way, right? How the food you can make a medicine, that medicine, you throw the medicine, you use as a food and a medicine, right? So think on that. The second part is how food can be more greener and sustainable to grow, or production sites. Food can be, you using the green technology means greener values and the sustainable, that can be. The third is food, secured food, what we talk about food security. We have a lot of productions, but we can't sell. Like I give example, again, coming from, because India is the largest country in our region here, 50% of the onions and potatoes are destroyed in India, okay, as a general, after production. If you save that one, you can feed the people easily, whole India or at least Asia and Africa. Not only potatoes and, tomatoes or onions. Onion price increase in India, they can change the politics even. That is the things, they have the power. So it can be changing, but what we can do is, so the third part is how you can, or system can be developed in the supplying or marketing that can sell. So there is a potential to think more innovative approach, which can save the food, which will be easily, the people can be solved, at least in Asia and Africa, secured food can be there, right? Or nutrition as well. So you think on that, whether it is packaging systems, whether it is some, you bring a supply chain, that what is the logistic systems you can enhance or give the ideas that can make, or your now digital technology is there which can help in the supply. So what for my perspective is also coming, like you think your innovation approach in the angle that can give to the market, and you can think that that could be one of the option to do the business where there is a lack. There is a big gap there which can be developed. Like I told about this kimchi and that, those are the traditional foods. Now you can think in our region, we have been eating all the time traditional foods, but why we could not have succeed to commercialize it? I can tell you many more are there. In all our countries, especially in Asia, we are very rich in traditional fermented foods, right? There's a big gap there. And if you, I can tell you, you just go and look, there's a very recent call from the Bill Melinda Gates Foundation. And the approach is only for the South Asia, is asking how you can make your traditional fermented food as a commercial product. Okay. For that, I will not ask you to bid. I'm thinking myself to bid actually. So if possible. So there is, there is a demand. That is a possibility to make more that which can be commercialized, the value there. So I think what I'm trying to say here is you make yourself thinking, bringing, the products are there, you need to bring approach, innovative approach, which can help you, and your mind should be thinking little bit higher level of that, right? We want everybody to win. That's my wish. Actually to bring to the AIT at that level that we feel proud, because you are our students. So always, and we have much more confidence on you, okay? So be more confidence, think what you are thinking now, think twice. No, think double, not twice, think double. So you generate more ideas and bring. Okay, so I'm stopping here to saying wish you all very good luck. And I'm very happy to see more minds are thinking about this on coming on this platform and participating. Okay, thank you very much and wish you all the good luck.
Hello. Thank you very much, sir. Trust me, we would all love to hear more from you as well. Thank you so much for your stories. I really like these inspiring stories of people of how they did what they did, how they became an entrepreneur. All we lack is just that belief that even we can do it. When we were keeping the hot desks for Hult Prize, a lot of students asked us, okay, these guys won the $1 million, but I can't do it. So why? Why is that there? Like, why are we not able to believe in ourselves that we can do something? So if there's a small story which I would like to share with you guys, just on this belief itself. So once upon a time, there was a father and a son. They both went to a balloon guy. So he was making helium balloons and he was sending it up. So the son asked his father, father, is the red balloon going to fly? The father said, yes, why not? Then he asked, okay, father, is the black balloon going to fly? So his father said, yes, why not? And then he asked, okay, father, is the blue balloon going to fly? And then also his father said, yes, it is going to fly. So the kid got angry with his father, saying, how is that possible? They are all different colors. That's when his father told his son that, son, it does not matter with your outer appearance, how you look, what is your color, how you are, what is your height. It matters with what is filled inside you, that will take you upwards. So moral of the story is, start believing in yourself, and I'm pretty sure we all can do it together. So coming to the next part of the event, one of the most awaited speakers from my side as well. So whenever there's a topic about social business, you will be hearing this person's name in the entire university. And as we all know, the need of social business is increasing day by day. We want business to be sustainable for the planet to be sustainable. So now I would like to invite Dr. Fayaz to come down and say a few words for us. Yes.
Thank you. Well, it's always a pleasure to come back and meet these wonderful guys, and especially you as well. Social business is what I'm perhaps most recognized for, but social business and Hult have a relationship also. When the Hult Prize was first created, it was among many other inspirational personalities. One of the things that the Hult people looked at was Professor Yunus's philosophy of social business. And what social business is, as you know, is a regular business. It's just any business. The only difference between a social business and a regular business is that the intent of the social entrepreneur is to help society. That's all. But the profit making, the engine of business, is absolutely the same. It competes in a marketplace, it builds products that people will buy, and it works for margins. But that's where the similarity ends. The owners of a social business voluntarily surrender the money that they would otherwise keep because it's their money, and give it back to society so that they can churn, scale, expand the benefit that the social business is creating. So if anybody ever asks you, what is the difference between a social business and a regular business, just tell them there is no difference in the mechanics of the business. The difference is here. So if you want to make a lot of money, please make a lot of money, because the only way wealth can be created that society knows is through enterprise. Everything else costs money. Enterprise creates money. So don't think business is a bad word, because it is not. If it were not for business, there would be no welfare states, there would be no philanthropies, there would be no trusts, there would be nothing, because money is made through enterprise. Let me clear that for you. But then the problem arises once the money begins to accumulate into fewer and fewer hands. It's called wealth concentration. So as we speak now, the biggest amounts of money reside in perhaps the smallest amounts of people, numbers of people. The wealth concentration is what makes the system broken, as you saw in the first slide. So if we can fix the wealth distribution, reverse the wealth concentration, business is an engine for wealth creation and development. This concept is called enterprise-led development. So a lot of the work that the Hult Prize celebrates and rewards is enterprise-led development. I don't want to get into a lecture here, but I was thinking of talking to you about four things. Hult and Yunus, I just mentioned that the Yunus philosophy inspired the Hult Prize, and Professor Yunus was one of the first people that the Hult Prize consulted, and he was very much in evidence when the Hult Prize was designed. So I'm particularly proud as his kind of representative at AIT that we brought the Hult here, and that we've got this great team that you've got for your team. The second thing is what Professor Anil mentioned. Is food nutrition? Tell me. Is all food nutrition? Perhaps not. A lot of the stuff we eat are additives, preservatives, dyes, colors, fillers, mixers, emulsifiers. They have no food value. The food value, as we process and process and process the food, and this is something that Professor Anil should be perhaps mentioning, we diminish the food value often. So food is not always nutrition. So when you look at the SDGs and they say that
hunger is a problem. It is not a hunger for McDonald's and French fries. It's a hunger for nutrition. There is a world index on micronutrition. There are children's nutritional guides and so on. Some of the poorest countries, the poverty is reflected in the poor nutrition of the population and the inability of the population then to grow to their fullest potential. Nutrition is what we are talking about. Food, of course. So when you talk about nutrition, my third point is seaweed food? Are algae food? Are fungi food? Actually, the answer is yes. If you imagine these, you'll say, no, I don't want to be eating seafood, seaweed or fungus or all kinds of mini mushrooms. Actually, some of the fastest food industries use these alternative sources of protein and nutrition. Seaweed has become a large investment. Plant-based foods are now becoming very common. And non-agricultural food production is now getting funded to the millions of dollars. Have you ever heard of this company called Solar Food? It's a Finnish startup that has been in the news for a long time. Solar Food simply uses electricity and air to produce microfungi, small microbacilli. And these, when they grow in mass, are actually protein. 80% of them are protein. And these are then converted into alternative meat products. Like when you go to Sizzler and you buy Beyond Meat or Quon or some of these branded non-meat meats, etc., they are coming from plant-based sources, and most of these plants are not edible plants in its essential, in their main definition. So there is a whole world, guys, in science where nutrition is addressed through the production of food in semi or non-agricultural ways. This is where the innovation is. This is where the industry is leading us. As greenhouse gases combine and create environmental catastrophes, as we realize that the biggest sources of methane are actually cattle, people are now investing in sources of food which will provide protein, etc., but not cost environmental money or value. And my last point on this is that what can $1 million do? We call it the magic of the $1 million. As just we said, it's not the $1 million. If you take $1 million, it can either do a lot, or it could do nothing. The whole idea of the Hult Prize is not the $1 million. The $1 million is that little, shaker upper for you. The thing is, do you have the kind of idea, the tenacity, the resilience to work to a goal or a product or an idea that will yield results that will benefit people? The core idea of the Hult Prize is not the $1 million. The core idea of the Hult Prize is the benefit to society. So don't worry about the $1 million. If God wills it, you'll get the $1 million. Your job is to do your best. Your job is to put the best effort into creating a solution, whether it's a system solution, whether it's a product solution, whether it's a combination of a business model solution, whatever you come up with. If it benefits people, if it creates impact, you will have done your job. And as Professor Dieter just also said, he's heard my speech so many times that I think he's decided to not hear another time. The best thing that you can do is that even if the Hult Prize doesn't come to AIT, we are still very much part of the Hult community. We are a very important part of the Hult community. You guys were telling me last time when they went up to Ashridge Castle, and I was not able to go at the last moment for some reason. I was flattered to find that people asked, where is that Yunus Center person? So, you have in your AIT one of the finest food departments, one of perhaps the most enthusiastic entrepreneurship centers, and you've got this Yunus name. So even if you can't benefit from this combination of back-end resources, maybe then it's too bad. But I think we have the potential, we have the enthusiasm, and we've got a great team at AIT that keeps putting you, out for interesting work and challenges. And we are with you. We are offering, the Unit Center is offering a couple of workshops and even follow-up events to the team here for the teams that wish to then refine their ideas. And hopefully, even if the Hult Prize doesn't come to us, we will still have a few great ideas to continue to work on. So good luck to you, and I'm looking forward to working with the team and some of the competitors in building a great name for the AIT brand. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. That was really informative. And like sir just mentioned, we will be having a follow-up workshop. So a lot of people want to participate. So these are all my experience as an organizer. A lot of people want to participate, but then they say that I don't have any idea. I'm not from the food department. It's not my expertise. So this is the very reason that why we are having a workshop from in collaboration with the Unit Center on December 3rd. This workshop is very important for you guys if you want to start building an idea. We won't be able to give you a solution, but we will be able to show you the direction towards your solution. So do attend this workshop on December 3rd. And thank you very much, sir, for your words. Like sir said, $1 million. You know what, the very surprising thing which I noticed was, even though the winner is only one team, that is 3 to 4 people get this $1 million, this $1 million is able to drive 20,000 teams in 2,000 universities around the world to work on this challenge. So that is the main difference what Hult Prize is causing. It's not the $1 million. So moving ahead, I would like to move to the one of our deans. So already one said dean has given his thoughts on Hult Prize. We wanted Professor Shobhakar, Dean of CERD, also to give his thoughts, but unfortunately he was not available today. But he has sent us a short video, so we can play the video now.
And even how we waste the food. This is very important for global sustainability, because food is resources, food affects natural resources, food is essential for human survival, not only for health and nutrition, but also for a number of other things. What food do we choose? How we produce food? How we deliver food? And even how we waste the food. This is very important for global sustainability, because food is resources, food affects natural resources, food affects climate change, food affects water, food affects land, food affects ocean, a number of different sustainable development goals that you have been thinking in this entire spectrum is very important from the food perspective. Especially food affects with land, energy, water, ecosystem, climate change. And when we talk about food, food system is very important, and how food system in totality affects global sustainability is something very important for you to consider. For example, let's look at the example of climate change. How you choose food is very important. What you eat is very important. For example, non-vegetarian food is actually highly carbon intensive, and many of the vegetarian food is less carbon intensive. Just to give you an example, the lamb in the United States, for 1 kilogram of lamb, the life cycle CO2 emission is about 39 kilogram of CO2 equivalent. Whereas for, let's say, 1 kilogram of a lentil, it's about 0.9 kilogram of CO2 equivalent. Generally speaking, poultry is better than lamb or beef. And beans, for example, beans 2 kilogram of CO2 equivalent for 1 kilogram of bean. So as you can see that how you choose food is very much important. But again, as I said earlier, food is very much linked with many other aspects. Food is linked with many different sustainable goals. That's why it's very central, and I hope that the students, all of you, would very actively participate in this Hult Prize to develop interesting ideas, to pitch your ideas with some innovative ideas, and then make it to the next level, to the regional or global level. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Today is a really exciting day as we launch the 2021 Hult Prize Challenge here at AIT, and I'm really glad that you chose to be here. I encourage you to get involved and to recruit some of your friends to do so as well. I've been involved with the Hult Prize for several years now, and I started really on the other side of you, but I was coaching a team of students, and I selected a diverse team of students in terms of their background, their professional levels of experience, their countries, if you will, because I think one of the keys is to have the most diversely talented group of people together working and focusing on the same goal, if you will. And that team narrowly lost. I wish we would have won. We narrowly lost to the $1 Million winners. But over the years, I've had an opportunity to work with several teams who have who've done quite well in the competition and beyond. So yes, it's about the $1 million and the prospect of having that incredible amount of seed capital to help you to create impact with your social business. And it's about so much more. It's about the network that you develop globally of change makers. It's about how you change the way that you see yourself, the knowledge that you have, the knowledge that you're developing as students, and the capacity that you have. I've seen students just change the way that they see their capabilities, their leadership abilities, and certainly their ability to make impact. If you want to look at some of the examples, so Mohammed Ashur is CEO of Aspire Food Group. Take a look and see at the level of progress and impact that they've made over the past few years. Sonia and Wycliffe, I met them before they won the $1 million. They are literally transforming public transportation in Kenya with BooPass. Manish, who is CEO of Nano Health, and certainly in this era of COVID, we need as many people who are committed to providing access to people in hard to reach areas. And so I share these examples with you, not to have you emulate them, but just so that you know that they are real people that started exactly where you are today. So get involved, reach out, let me know if you have any questions along the way. I would love to be able to answer them. Please consider me as part of your network, and put your best foot forward and enjoy the ride. So again, welcome and congratulations for being here. This is the first step.
Special, beautiful supervisor for helping us with all this stuff. Now coming to the major highlight of the event, this is specifically for people now who are thinking that yeah, this is something I want to be part of. This is something which I should go ahead and. So every year, like I was telling, Hult Prize releases a challenge statement, and this year's challenge statement is food for good. So this challenge statement every year is written by the Chief Academic Officer of Hult Prize Foundation, and today we are really fortunate to have a chance to listen to him. So he is the best person to explain you about the challenge and how to crack the challenge to win the $1 million. So give him a listen. This person is very well known. You can go research on him. He has written quite a lot of books. He has a lot of knowledge, and he is well known in the entire industry. And he has been with Hult Prize since 2016, I guess. So now I want to invite, as he was not available, there's a 13 hours time gap. So right now it's 3 a.m. for him. So unfortunately there was a little bit of difficulty since he's traveling. So he has sent us a video specifically designed for AIT students, just for you guys to listen and learn and grow. Okay, let's put the video on.
Hello, Asian Institute of Technology. It is fantastic to be here this afternoon with you to introduce you to the Hult Prize 2021 Challenge, Food for Good. I am Phil Auerswald. I'm the Chief Academic Officer of the Hult Prize, and I've been in this role for about 4 years, been involved with the Hult Prize for about 8 years, and I think that this is our most accessible, most exciting challenge. So what I want to do now is just let you know a little bit more about the Hult Prize Foundation, and then tell you something in detail about the Food for Good Challenge. All right, so as I said, we've been around for more than 10 years. We have over 2 million alumni worldwide, students like you that have participated in the Hult Prize, built teams and built companies to respond to the annual challenge. And our approach is an impact startup model. And this is really important as you begin to envision ventures to address this year's challenge, is that we're encouraging you to develop ventures and ideas that have 3 dimensions. Each of them is important. One is profit-minded. So you're looking to build a venture that does good with every sale. And that means that as you achieve profitability with your company and are able to grow, your impact grows too. The second is impact-centered. And impact-centered means that you're thinking about a significant social challenge as you launch your venture. And that's why we author and issue the challenge document every year. I have the privilege of co-authoring the document with Hult Prize founder Ahmed Ashkar. And that document helps to guide you on how to achieve impact with your company. And the third is it's market driven. So you really need to be starting with a market need. You need to understand what consumer demand there is for the product or service that you're offering. When you combine profit with impact with a market driven model, then you have a potential answer to the Hult Prize Challenge. So here's a map of where we have campus programs and where we've had regional competitions. And it's just amazing the energy that we have from Thailand. I already had the opportunity to participate in a regional webinar on this year's challenge from Thailand. And now I'm back again at AIT to share this with you. And so just super excited about the energy and momentum in Thailand. All right, so now let's talk about Food for Good Challenge. I'm just going to read it out for you. It's a one-sentence challenge like every year. And below it are the boxes from the UN SDGs that we're addressing with this year's challenge. So in 2021, the Hult Prize is asking youth around the world to build viable food enterprises that will create jobs, stimulate economies, reimagine supply chains, and improve outcomes for 10 million people by 2030. So that's what you're there to do. Now, why did we issue this challenge? Again, everything I'm going to be going through right now is in the challenge document that, as I mentioned, I co-authored with Ahmed Ashkar, and that is available to you on the Hult Prize website. You should be studying that document carefully as you plan your response to the Hult Prize Challenge. And we start out by talking about what the obstacles now are in the food system, what is happening globally. And I'm just going to read a couple of them off, not all of them, but a sample to give you a sense of what we're talking about. So first of all, healthy daily meals are considered a luxury for more than 3 billion people. And that just means that nutritious food is not accessible and affordable to a significant fraction of people globally. Agriculture accounts for almost 70% of all water use. 1/3 of all food waste, all food produced is wasted. The ocean temperatures are rising in part as a consequence of climate change, which is driven by multiple factors, but many of them in the food system. Meat production contributes to greenhouse gas emission and to climate change more than transportation. Over the recent decades, we've lost 90% of the world's agrobiodiversity. So we're shrinking the base of foods that we consume. And of course, Thailand has just an incredible food culture and just amazing the diversity of inputs into the food system locally, and is is a model for the world in that regard. But I know that you guys are in your own environments and understand the food challenges that are relevant to you, and those are the challenges that we want you to have in mind as you respond to this year's Hult Prize 2021 challenge. So I'll say a little bit more about that later on. Now, what about the upside? Well, the business opportunities are endless. Agriculture alone, leaving aside the rest of the food system, agriculture for 1/3 of the value of economic activity globally. Food services are expected to reach a value of $4.2 trillion by 2024. So we've really just got, it's a huge industry, but the industry is failing us. So let's break it down in terms of what we mean by the food industry. So this is the first slide where I shared challenges, is just to orient you as to some possible ways you might think about how the food system is really not serving us the way that it could, and the way that it really has in the past. This second slide gives you an idea of the food system, the food supply chain. And so, and your ventures can address any part of the supply chain. It's very unlikely, if not impossible, for your venture to address every part. And we're not looking for that. We're looking for you to just understand the food supply chain, and then think about a consumer need, think about a market need in one part of the supply chain, and then respond to that. Build a company that addresses that need in that part of the supply chain. So we've got growing, distributing, storing, wholesaling, consuming, processing, disposing, right? Each of those stages in the journey of food provides an opportunity to think about a market need and build a company in response to this year's Hult Prize Challenge. All right, now, Asian Institute of Technology, this is the most important slide. I'm encouraging you today to participate in the Hult Prize 2021 Challenge. As you do that, and as you try to think about, well, how could I be successful with this? What constitutes a great response to this year's challenge? Now, obviously, we don't want to tell you, and we won't be telling you exactly, how to build a company, what type of company to build. That's going to be your job. And, that's the whole excitement for us of working at the Hult Prize, is to see the amazingly creative responses that come every year, and the viable and fast growing companies that we see come through the Hult Prize process out of our accelerator into New York. We have a $1 million prize winner that's awarded every year. But we also have teams that come through the accelerator that don't get that $1 million prize, but are boosted so much by the process that they go on to be as successful as the $1 million prize winners. So number one thing is I'm encouraging you all to participate. But then you're thinking, well, but what will success look like? Here are 7+1 ways that you can create a venture, or to think about a venture that creates real impact. So number one, access. Increasing access to nutritious, affordable food. I already talked about the access issue. Meaningful work. Creating meaningful work by inspiring, educating, and supporting employees, all often from at-risk groups. So that means you're creating jobs and opportunities in the workplace. And you can think about in farming, other stages of the supply chain, or in distribution. Could be food cart, food truck type businesses, all the way back again to new opportunities for agriculture, potentially say urban farming, all kinds of possibilities all the way through the supply chain for meaningful work. Environmental stewardship, healing the relationship between food systems and the planet. We know that there are a huge array of environmental issues associated with every stage of the journey of food. Variety, I already talked about biodiversity, expanding the variety in the food system and increasing culinary options. Local sourcing. Now, variety may not go with local sourcing. Sometimes we may be looking halfway around the world to increase the variety of inputs into our diet to strengthen ourselves and to strengthen the food system. But in other cases, I'm going to talk about one in just a couple of minutes, where we may be looking to produce locally in order to replace needless imports into a country or a region. Supply chain innovation. So things like using blockchain to track the supply chain for food and to understand where food is sourced from, to make sure that we have food safety as it moves through the system, and that we can identify issues in the food supply chain very quickly through data systems, artificial intelligence, all these different dimensions, Internet of Things, all can go into supply chain innovation. Radical substitution. I mean, the example that's been on everybody's minds for the last year or two, if not more, has been meat substitutes. And so we're talking about vegetarian based meats that like Impossible Foods and Beyond Meat, two companies in the United States, but there are there are companies all over that are doing this, not just with red meat, but with shrimp and all other types of proteins that are lab grown and super tasty. There's a place in Boston that has a Impossible Meat meatball entree that's one of my favorite meals. So we're really seeing incredible innovation and radical substitution. And number 8 is a wild card. We have these 7 to guide you, but remember, this can be about your definition of impact. And so these are not a complete set. If you can think about another way of creating impact in the food system, then make a case for it, argue for it. Okay, I am not going to go through each of these case studies, but I'm just pointing them out to you because these are in the challenge document. And the point of these case studies, of course, isn't to say do something like these. It's to say that companies have gone before you and successfully addressed one or another part of a challenge in the food system. So you should read these for inspiration, and sometimes maybe even for a kind of directional cue, a notion of maybe I could think along these lines or another line. But I would encourage you to take a serious look at the case studies and to seek inspiration from them. Just 3 that I'm going to highlight. One is TuneArt. This was a Hult Prize finalist team, went to present in New York, and they're looking at strengthening this, actually really even building the supply chain for the local provision of tuna in Central America, starting in Guatemala, but really looking for throughout Central America and then beyond. And the premise is that it really makes no sense to import tuna for sushi consumption in Guatemala when there are tremendous resources available locally that just haven't been developed due to inadequacies in the supply chain. Newly actually is along similar lines of import substitution, but really much more driven by creating a consumer brand. And the idea with Newly is that one of the impediments to local sourcing of high quality organic ingredients in Nigeria is that there is not an adequate consumer market for those products. And so that's what Adia Sakwa, an incredible entrepreneur based in Lagos, is taking on with her company Newly. And then finally, there's Falafel Inc., which is founded by our very own Ahmed Ashgar, it was created. It's a venture that Ahmed created in response to the 2017 Hult Prize Challenge on the Refugee Challenge, and so it is a falafel centered retail restaurant, and it is growing rapidly through the United States. We just opened a unit in Mexico City. And Falafel Inc. is really working across multiple dimensions of the 7 that I mentioned. And you'll see a description of Falafel Inc. in the challenge document. As you just glance here, you see some of the dimensions highlighted. So, I'm going to just break out of the, presentation here for just a moment for the final slide. And the final slide is really about where you fit in. This is not a challenge where you're going to have the best experience thinking about it as some sort of distant thing or theoretical thing. Many of you already have family that are working directly in one part of the food supply chain. You have friends that are working in some part of the food supply chain. Of course, we're all eating every day. We're increasingly invested in what we eat and how we eat and thinking about the impact we have with our food choices. This is not something that I or anybody else need to convince you, particularly your generation, even more than my generation, is important. So the notion here is go with your gut, go with your experience, go with what is meaningful for you, and think about a consumer need that you can relate to, that's going to matter in your community, or that if it's some other part of the supply chain, doesn't necessarily have to be necessarily local, but where you can relate on a human-to-human level with the change it's going to create, an environmental change, a job creation change, even a data tracking change. All of those changes can make a real difference in somebody's life. So I'm super excited to have had the chance to be with you guys today. Really looking forward to seeing what comes out of AIT. You guys have tremendous leadership there. AIT, from everything that I know, and I'm looking forward to visiting as soon as travel resumes. AIT is a great place to start an idea. And the Entrepreneurship Center that you have at AIT is very supportive. And so reach out to them, start your journey, build your venture, and participate in the 2021 Hult Prize Challenge. We cannot wait to see what you guys produce. All right, take care. It's been fantastic to be with you. Enjoy the rest of your event.
Parts here and there, so don't worry, we'll be posting the live recording of this video on our page and also on YouTube. So if you have some doubts, you can go look after it. Like Phil said, go with your gut. What you like, what you want to work on, start thinking in that direction. Maybe you'll find some idea, some solution, right? So I just want to put a small story over here regarding the opportunity. So everyone keeps telling, how do I know the opportunity? How have you become so successful? I've seen people doing that when I go to conferences. I will tell you how to identify opportunity with a small story. So once upon a time, in a museum, there was a painting, and the painting was really shabby. There was an old woman. She wore shabby clothes, and everything was dirty about the painting. She was bald over here. She didn't have proper clothes and everything. But guess what? The painting was sold for the max price when compared to all the other paintings. So this guy who bought the painting was asked, "Why did you buy this painting for such amount? They're so beautiful, so many beautiful paintings over here, and you chose this. If you wanted to waste money, you could have given it to me." So that's when this guy says that this painting represents opportunity. So whenever opportunity is coming to you, it might not necessarily be gift wrapped or packaged or shining that I am the opportunity. It is generally always disguised as a small thing, as a dirty, shabby thing, which comes to you. But when it is going away from you and you realize, oh my God, this was the opportunity, and you try to catch it, like I said, the woman is barred from behind. So your hand slip and the opportunity gets missed. This is that opportunity, guys, which you guys can take it. This opportunity might take you ahead or not, I'm not sure, but it will definitely take you somewhere. So now I would like to invite Miss Larisha, the campus director, to give the closing remarks, and we will be having a networking coffee session. So any of you guys who have any doubts related to the entire event, please reach out to us. We are here to help you.
Hello. I won't take much of your time. Already, you guys are sitting here and listening to amazing information which is given by the most experienced people. I'm really thankful, and our team as well are really thankful for the professors and Mr. Phil and Miss Lakisha ma'am, and people whoever are not here as well. They kept their time for making their videos. It means a lot for this campus, and it means a lot for the students of AIT. Thank you very much for that. And regarding the on-campus program and what are the other events about on-campus program, we are a team of 10 people. We have given you guys a paper for details about what happens in the on-campus program, and there'll be further events which will build upon each other. Like this is the first event, an official launch, where many of you guys, whoever don't know about Hult Prize, they have got to know about Hult Prize today. So in the same way, to be a part of Hult Prize on campus program, you don't need to have an idea, you don't need to have a team, but what really you guys need to have is the intention to be a part of something this globally, where students are coming together to create an impact. So if you guys have the intention, in the organizing team, as I was telling, we are 10 people. We are here to help you guys, and Entrepreneurship Center is here to give the support in the form of academically and in the form of mentorship. So thank you very much. We are here. Please ask any doubts and anything you guys have. We are here to help you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Friends, can we all give a hand round of applause to the organizing team? They have worked really hard. They have made waves. They have done a lot of things. So this was possible because of them. So let's have a round of applause for them. Thank you very much, sir, for attending the event. You guys can have some coffee and snacks on the other side.